Hey everybody, it's me, Gregory Mannarino. It is Saturday, June 15, 2019. I just thought I would get my markets a look ahead segment out right now. Lots of stuff going on. I mean, almost an overwhelming amount of things this morning that are going to affect the markets and much more moving into next week. Let's start off with what's happening right now. If you were to turn on pretty much any of the mainstream media outlets, there is a major push right now to convince people that something militarily needs to happen against Iran. Just yesterday, it's amazing how things flip. It seemed like the overwhelming consensus was this was clearly a false flag event that happened here in the Gulf against those tankers. Even the UN Security Council was not buying it. So what are they doing? Right now, again, a major push is going on to convince the masses, convince the world that action needs to be taken. And there is a very dangerous alliance right now that is developing, and I want to actually read a few things to you. These are some of the headlines today. It's everywhere. So let me enlighten you. Number one here. This is President Trump and the Saudi oil minister. Right now, these two individuals are directly on the same page, and this is what they're saying here. President Trump and the Saudi oil minister, here. Trump. This attack on these tankers has Iran, quotes, written all over it, and then the Saudi oil minister is saying Iran did it. And Saudi Arabia right now is urging, this is the Saudi oil minister, urges a decisive response against the Iranian threat. That to me doesn't sound like a very good alliance here. Let's move down the line. So again, I don't know how many of you have seen this grainy, almost pathetic, it is pathetic, video that they're trying to push on us that, oh, this is proof. This is proof. Our president today, yesterday, again, is saying, look at that video. Well, I'm looking at it, Mr. President. I think we all are. And I cannot see any definitive proof that this was the Iranians that did it. It's unbelievable. And then we have the captain of one of those ships over there saying that these were not mine attacks, that they were hit by missiles. This is just outrageous. Here we go. Here, just like I was saying, President Donald Trump, Iran did do it, and you know they did it, quote, because you saw the boat. Yes, Mr. President, we all saw the boat. But how does that prove to us that this was Iran? Explain this to me. They really believe people are that stupid. It's too much to me. Here, headline. This is just from this morning. Breaking. President Trump using tanker attacks to drum up support for military pressure on Iran. Same thing coming out of Saudi Arabia. This is an unholy alliance, in my opinion. People, I don't know. Here, again. This is from this morning. United States seeks to build international consensus blaming Iran. You could go on and on. Here's something I want you to hear. This is a stunning admission to me, and I'm going to butcher this gentleman's name, but just Google it. Retired Colonel Mark, I'm going to spell it, Cancian, okay? This guy with decades of operational knowledge of naval combat. This is what he just said. This is incredible. It will likely take days, weeks, or even months for the military to go through the forensics needed to find out exactly who is behind the attack. I'm reading this. This is his statement. This is a guy with over 30 years of military combat experience. I tell you, it's unfreaking real here. And of course, here, it's getting drummed up. When was this? Well, this might have been from today. Trump says Iran is a nation of terror. Okay, I guess we can't argue with all that, but still, what does it all mean? What are they trying to do? It seems pretty obvious to me that they're trying to push us into another endless, meaningless military conflict. This is the military-industrial complex at work here, and it seems like they've chosen their new spokesperson. It seems to be President Donald Trump in the alignment now with Saudi Arabia. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You got to be kidding me. All right, so look, let's talk about how all this is going to affect the markets next week. A couple of things. We even have the Fed. Let me close this real quick. This jawboning alone is going to be enough to push crude oil higher moving into next week. This will not, again, crude oil will not be allowed to fall in price. Won't happen. They are going to jawbone it, drop bombs, kill people, start refinery fires, pipeline attacks, you name it, to keep the price of crude oil propped up. Period. President Trump is the king right now of this. He's the leader of the free world, along with the not-so-free world, Saudi Arabia. Again, it's an unholy alliance here, and they're both pushing for the same thing. Let's get that price of crude oil higher. Let's get that price of crude oil higher. Okay, this is going to have a positive effect, okay, on crude oil, quite obviously, also on the entire energy sector and the financial sector. Those two sectors, the largest aspects of this market, will probably be enough to boost stocks, which is the bottom line here. That's what they're going to try to do. Now, the Federal Reserve, we're going to hear from the Fed this week. Now, you've heard me say for a while now that the Federal Reserve is going to cut rates. I must admit here that I am not certain they're going to cut rates this week. I'm going to say right now, because I mean this week we're going to hear from the Fed. And again, I'm conjuring this in my head right now. I don't believe we're going to get a rate cut this week. I don't believe so. I think what they're going to do is the Federal Reserve is going to lay the groundwork for a rate cut soon, but not this week. And that groundwork alone, the jawboning, kind of signaling to the market that a rate cut is coming, will be enough to push stocks higher without even cutting rates. Understand, the Fed is so powerful the way they're running this market right now. All world central banks, all they got to do is say a few things, and that'll be enough. So if you look forward here to next week, there are a lot of forces to push stocks higher. I know how crazy this sounds. Higher moving into next week. Understand, war, military conflicts, especially in the Middle East, with how it'll affect crude oil, this is stock market positive. It is also, unless we get a major backlash here, and there is a unbelievable effort right now to push for, yes, a military solution, however you can achieve that, to attack Iran once again, unless there's a major whatever against the president. Look, I'm getting myself all riled up here. This is positive for the president. This is positive. He even said it in a tweet with regard to Barack Obama. In 2011, he said, watch, Barack Obama is going to attack Iran specifically to boost his chances of getting elected. Well, the president, our President Trump, just is using Obama's playbook. My God. It's incredible. So people, look, the bottom line is pretty simple. There is an unholy alliance here between President Trump and the Saudi oil minister. Okay? They are clearly on the same page, in bed together. They have an agenda. They have an agenda. And if this affects you in a negative way, because you believe Trump walks on water, well, I'm sorry. The man does not walk on water. He is now clearly been elected to be the spokesperson for the military-industrial complex. All he cares about is driving crude oil higher, driving stock prices higher, and getting reelected, which means if he's got to attack Iran, it's going to happen. So don't take my word for any of it. Just do your own research. Watch these stinking, warmongering, mainstream financial channels, or just look at the articles that are out there. Look at my Facebook page, my Twitter feed. I posted a whole bunch of articles from today. There is a major effort, people, major effort to push us towards war. We need to band together yet again. Get this message out here. Start talking to people. Make noise. Let your voice be heard that you will not back this. And if President Trump does decide to attack Iran, you know the real agenda behind it, and you will not vote for another warmongering president here who has one agenda along with the Saudis. I mean, what a freaking unholy alliance this is. Sorry, I'm getting bent out of shape. This stuff just really gets to me, people. It really does. Anyway, all right, with that said, I'll see you Monday. Please share this video. Get it out there. I don't know about you, but I'm just so frankly sick of all this. This guy does love you. It's the truth. And that's why I'm trying to get this out. See you Monday.